Ladies, gentlemen, and dragons, near and far, I am going to do a double up this week because I'm running a little behind. I don't think down the road it'll make much difference, but I've been a little slack on the videos just because this whole healing journey, the deep-rooted work that I've been doing has been not stressful, but it's taken a lot of my focus, energy. Like I've just invested a lot of value into the real deep rooted work that I've been doing. And so yeah, I just wanted to pay it due respect, and like if I didn't feel like I was going to record, I don't force it. So like that's just where I'm at. And I think my last video I left it at uh my childhood trauma in regards to my father and his choices that he made and stuff like that. I think I did anyway. I'm not really sure, but anyways, this past like fuck the marathon continues. Honestly, so I will show. It's been it's great. It's like I'm on the right path. There's no doubt about it. But it's been a lot of work. It's been a lot of work. So there's the summaries anyway. Nice and pretty, eh? Week 5 is up in the purple. I don't know if I can get that. I'll put a picture in the fucking video later anyway, but needless to say, we're killing our goals. Like it's not that I'm really pushing my. Well, hold on now. It's not like I'm going beyond my capabilities. So yeah, week 5. Let's just go over briefly here. I don't want to spend too much time on any one point because there's 2 weeks, and I'd like to just brush over it, just for posterity's sake, and that I can come back years later and kind of revisit this and be like, wow, I remember being in that moment or how that felt. So that's really the gist of this whole documenting this journey and the goals and the training and the thoughts and the process and the work that the how should I put it? The spiritual training, the mental training. It goes beyond physicality. It goes beyond run schedules or like running gear. It becomes a real journey of self-actualization and realization. And for me, it's becoming more of a self-acceptance journey of being comfortable with who I am and my role in the world, and really getting down to the deep-rooted substance, like my core of why I was hiding for many years through just the haze of smoking cannabis for so long, and really just honestly just hiding from doing the work that I'm doing now. So yeah, anyways, so week 5 started out with, I went to the spot where we committed, my brothers and I committed my dad's ashes to the ocean. And like I talked out loud to him. I had a coffee. I was out there for a work meeting, but I ended up just crossing the street and just walking the boardwalk, which was his favorite spot. And he wanted people to sit and smoke a joint for him, but obviously I've been on a sober journey. And so with the clarity that it brings, I sat down with him and I just spoke. I spoke my heart. I cried a lot, and I forgave him. Like I told him I understood his choices, that he had a burden to bear, and that he was fighting his demons, and they ultimately took his life. And that's what started my running journey here. Less than 4 years ago, when my dad passed, I seen my end in him. I seen how lonely he was. I seen how isolated he chose to be. I seen how regret weighed on him, and he just smoked himself into an early grave. Really, like he should still be around. But that's what started me on this journey of really just digging deep and fighting back. Not even fighting back, just emerging, allowing myself to emerge into and step into my power. I'm very cautious about wording now, and like words are power, so I don't want to resist. I don't want to fight. I want to accept and reveal, I guess. Um, so yeah, that goes along with my childhood trauma, inner child healing, and really just deep rooted fucking shit. Like holy moly. So, and that brings me to my next point. Like later that week, I, I won't say I study, but like I was researching, I guess, and a quote that stuck out to me was, well, there's two. Forgiveness is the ultimate expression of self-love. So being able to forgive somebody that's even no longer here, or that isn't even willing to accept not willing to express apology, or unable to, I guess. To forgive that is really just relieving yourself of the burden of somebody else's choice, or somebody else's um yeah, just their burden. It relieves you from carrying their burden that they allowed to affect their life, which ultimately kind of projected onto people around them. But um yeah, that's kind of where I've been at. And then the next quote was, the ultimate forgiveness is to realize that there's really nothing to forgive. Like I said, Dad had his burdens to bear, to his demons to rationalize. He was his own man. He made his choices. He lived with them. He died with them. And like, why would I choose to continue to carry that regret, or that pain, and that um, wow, why would I choose to put myself in his shoes, I guess, when I could be proactive and really um, challenging the genetic, like that side of the family has always been a bit, uh, how shall I say, prone to like mental health issues, like depression and anxiety and comparison, and like they would just joke it away. And not to say like, I'm feel like I'm fighting. No, not feel like I feel like I'm overcoming multiple family curses here, like multiple family traumas and experiences, and like it's all culminating into what you see before you now. So this is my journey, honestly. This is where I'm at. So that's how the week started. The week continued on. Another fun fact was, I can run through deep I can run through deep wooded trails and not get a single tick on me. But my girlfriend and I were on this nice crusher dust trail in the middle of a fucking city, and sure enough, we got home and there was a tick crawling on my neck, and I got the heebie-jeebies. If her son wasn't home, I probably would have stripped down and did a jig in the living room there, just to, oh, so nasty. And it was a nice crusher dust trail. I wasn't going through tall grass or anything, but it's just funny to me. It's funny to me that and she saved my life. She took it off, and I was almost fucking sick. But I've since had another one on me, and it wasn't so bad. Just take it off. And I panicked and I put it in the toilet. I don't know if that's like a proper tick procedure, but I did it, and I'm not proud of my reactions, but spiders give me the willies, and ticks even more so, because they're fucking nasty. So yeah, week 5 ended with trail race called Wascally Wabbit. It's a looped course, 30k, 1,000 meters of elevation per loop, and I did 2 loops, so I totaled 60k for the day. And my first loop, honestly, like the greatest, the greatest reward about trail running is the people, the vibe, the family reunion of these events, that friends, there's so many friends and good people that take part in these. And you end up seeing the same people, but this one was extra special because my girlfriend Amy, it was her longest trail run to date in her training for her own ultra journey. So to be able to be there with her for that, and to have her with me too, like it's so special to be able to share in such a um, such a special, I don't want to say life changing, but to be on this journey of realizing potential, um, and just like there's something very not primal but existential when you're in the woods, and when you're tired, you're exerting your energy, you're digging deep into your mind, you're plowing through this obstacle that you signed up for. It's like your longest run maybe, or it starts raining and like this and that. It becomes very. It's a great metaphor for life. These events, and for her and I to be out there together is just like it's so symbolic. It's so beautiful, and I'm so fortunate. I'm so fortunate in many ways, but not the least of which I was able to be there for her. Um, and a couple times I might have annoyed her, but a couple times I made her laugh. So that's pretty much where I wanted to be. I just want to be there to support her as she supports me. Honestly, like she's been at all my races so far, whether she's running or not. She's always she's my crew chief, honestly, for Divide 200. So to be able to share in her journey as well, I think that's a fucking fantastic thing to have. Um, and boy, what a trooper! She had some stomach issues even before we started running. So the whole run, I could tell she was a bit not hurting, but she definitely wasn't 100%. And up the hills, I was up one hill. She just told me to talk about something else after I was giving her pointers or whatever. But yeah, no, she wasn't in the mood for any pointers. That was fair. So up the next, there's two major hills. I think maybe three, two major climbs anyway. And on the second one, I didn't want to give her any advice or anything, and I was hurting. I wasn't quite dreading it, but I was getting into my mind a little bit, and we weren't talking. We were just climbing, and I just got it in my head that I would just start singing. I wanted to, and that's my thing really. Like if I'm in that zone where it feels hard, then I like to make it light. I like to just, and usually it comes out as singing. Honestly, I'm thinking back to Capes, and I was singing my song, and like singing has become something that is really just out of left field a little bit. It was it's interesting. I've always been kind of shy and stuff, but um, so yeah, Amy finished that loop like a trooper. I fell into a mud puddle and we both had a good laugh and we ran through the other mud puddles just feeling like kids. And the last like kilometer, she kicked it and we finished strong. It's super special to share in that with her. And for my second loop, I wanted to really, and she'll say that she made me slow down or she kept me from going faster, like she slowed me down or whatever. But to be honest, I loved being able to be there with her. Not even for her, because she could have did it by herself, no doubt. But to share in that with her, to share in the laughs and the struggle and the ups and the downs, and yeah, just a shared experience of being there with the volunteers and friends, and super special moments with her. Um, yeah, that's the value. That's the value of doing these events, is the people, the loved ones, and the shared experience. Um, and so for my second loop, I really wanted to take my inner child with me. I got in tune with my obviously childhood trauma and whatnot. So I really wanted to make an effort of expressing to my subconscious. Might sound a little crazy now, but I wanted to take my inner child with me and show him how badass we really are. Like we're 38 years old. We're a father. We have a job. We have this wicked job. We got this and that going for us. We have a loving girlfriend that we grow, and like everything's just going our way. So to have this inner child still kind of latching on to conditioned defense mechanisms. I just really want to disarm that a little bit and really just show him that everything is okay. Like, I'm capable of taking care of him. And so this second loop, I fucking booked it. I started 20th overall of the second loopers, and then I was just fucking flying up hills, down hills, all around hills, and I ended up finishing 9th overall. I was passing people that were probably about at least 10 minutes ahead. By the time we turned around at 30k and I started back out again, they were at least probably more than 10 minutes ahead of me. But a lot of people ended up getting a lot of people slowed down because they were hurting a little bit. But man, I killed it. I didn't feel very good. Like, my knees started cramping up and my stomach cramped up. But it was just mind over matter. Like, it didn't matter. I was going to be done in 30k, and it was nice, easy, honestly. I went into my zone, and I was there for myself. I was there for the volunteers. I was there for fellow runners. And like, when you become something more than yourself, it becomes easy. Not simple, but it becomes easy.
You.
I'll see you soon.
Have fun.
Great job, baby.
You too. Have fun.
I'm not going out again.
No. Hi, baby.
Have a good
Woo!
He matches the outfit.
Woo! Oh my goodness! Woo! Awesome!
Impressive.
Well, I guess I got another quote here. So I like to leave little wisdom tidbits on my Strava, and one of them was, your perception isn't based on how the world is, but the world is based on what your perception is. So that's pretty powerful stuff. And I was just manifesting my Blue Nose Marathon PR. I knew last year I ran the Blue Nose Marathon the day after I did a 60k ultra marathon, and I still PR'd that from my previous. So that I knew a PR was definitely going to happen. It's just a matter of like what that would look like. So and that was coming in week 6. So week 6, I made a note here of Tale of Two Dragons. I realized that all the talk of dragons and, the fire inside, I realized that there's two. It's almost like the native indigenous tales of the white wolf and the black wolf. Whatever wolf wins is the one you feed. But to speak of dragons, and one has the fire of destruction and the other the fire of purification. So whichever one you feed will influence the fire in my soul, whatever manifests. What am I trying to say? Yeah, one feeds on rage and the other feeds on love. And whatever fire results is what manifests as expression or thoughts. So if you feed the fire of destruction, it becomes negative and very egotistical and very defensive. And the fire of purification is one of love and acceptance. And it's making me a little emotional right now because that's where I'm at. Love and acceptance and being present in the moment of being able to accept and express love and accepting myself as I am and loving myself. Despite all those years of thinking I was broken or like this or anything was wrong with me at all. Like, the ultimate forgiveness is to realize there's nothing to forgive. So I don't have to forgive myself. I just have to accept that I wasn't the person then that I am now, and that I am capable of moving on. I'm capable of learning. I'm capable of so much that I don't even know where my potential ends at this point. So to have the faith in myself to overcome anything at all that comes my way. That's the fire of purification. That's the dragon I wish to feed. And throughout my training last year, I was like, feed the darkness to the dragon. I might have been feeding the wrong one at times, so I can kind of identify the energy being expended to maybe not healthy, but not so wholesome manifestations, like thoughts especially. That's what I want to get at, is like, I always thought people thought, oh, you think I can't do this, or there was always an abrasive kind of aspect to it. So this year it's all about accepting, and honestly about accepting praise, like not seeking validation or approval, but accepting accepting self validation and allowing myself to feed my own fire, and allow the love in my life to also feed this fire. Wow, that is fucking neat. So just like I fed darkness to the fire of destruction, I feed the love in my life to the fire of purification. Wow, that is fucking deep. I never really kind of thought that deeply into it, but I hope that makes sense. I hope I'm not just rambling. I forgot I was recording there for a sec, but where was I? So yeah, Tale of Two Dragons. That got a little deeper than I intended, honestly, but that's how we roll. The Blue Nose Taper. Oh yeah, so my taper week for the Blue Nose Marathon. This is the week after I ran 60K, and it took me 8 total hours. My first loop was about 4 hours and 20 minutes. Sounds about right. My second loop was 3 hours and whatever. Do the math. So my Blue Nose Taper week was more hill training with my girlfriend. 2 nights we were out at our favorite hill spot. So yeah, there really was no taper at all. This is like just another training week for me, which is so fucking cool. Like a 42K goddamn marathon is just so casual now. Even the 60K, I wasn't even fucking worried about it at all. Like there's some vibe, there's some not anxiety, but there's some apprehension almost, that like, oh, what can go wrong, or I hope my body holds up, or I hope I don't roll my ankle. There's always that, but like as far as like nervousness or doubt or anything, there's none whatsoever. And it's so humbling to approach a fucking full marathon now. In my 4th year of running at all, so like, what a journey this has been. Like, who the fuck am I right now? Like, it's just intense. It's intense that I'm capable of doing this, but still be able to doubt myself in any way, shape, or form. Like, there's always the darkness reminding me of the fire of destruction. It's always kind of there. Wow. Yeah, no, it's powerful. It's a powerful journey I'm on here. And it's really become a shared journey of healing with my girlfriend also, which I can't even explain, honestly. Like, I thought this was a solo journey, especially when I first quit weed and stuff. I thought I had so much to work on internally, but it really becomes a shared experience. Whether it intentional or not. I just feel like I'm on this path. I'm just along for the ride. Like the path has already been set. I'm just along for the ride. The universe has this magical plan, and I'm just listening to this calling that I've heard last year. I think it was there's something beckoning me forward, and that's what got me through Capes. Is that there's something deep. There's something fucking deeper out there, that I'm seeking, I guess, and like it's brought me so many blessings over the course of a year and a half now, just through self-expression and putting myself out there, for just affirming my existence, to be somebody, to step into my power, tell my story, and to attract the woman that I have now, and to be on the journey that I am now with her. Like she's not helping me, she's not no, that I said that wrong. Like I'm not depending on her, she's not depending on me, but we're side by side with this. And like it's I'm a very blessed man. I hesitate to say I'm lucky, because there's been a lot of work done. I think the universe finally recognized me in my affirmation of existence last year, and the more I appreciate the energy that it gives me, the more it's going to reward me in my life. And it's showing me glimpses of like where I as a person and my girlfriend and I as a couple are headed. Like we're on the right path as individuals and as a couple. So man, oh man, what a blessing it is. I will never take it for granted, because we will just not stop moving forward. And the only reason we would ever stop is to kind of just look within. I'm fucking rambling now, I think. Yeah, the only reason to stop is to look within, consolidate, and just check in with yourself, and really affirm the lessons over the journey. Really metabolize them into your moral code, into your subconscious, I guess, rewiring your conditioned behaviors, and really checking in to see if your soul is lined up with your morals and your values, or if it's your ego kind of creeping in. And it's like the destruction versus purification thing. It's all about checking in, see which one is kind of in power now, and just realigning. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. You realign yourself to your goal, to your purpose, and really just check in and get your bearings, and just shine your light of love on the path ahead, and make sure it's the right one. So week 6, that was Blue Nose, wasn't it? Okay, so yeah, Blue Nose taper, right. So I made up, I'm rambling. This video got long. Okay, so I met up with the trail running group again, blah, blah, blah. That's all fine and good, but I have another quote here. Even thoughts of the past happen in this moment, and worries of the future also happen in this moment. And this moment is all we really ever truly have. So spend your energy in enjoying the moment, being present, being loved, expressing love. And that's all the notes I had. But I just wanted to comment on this marathon and congratulate my girlfriend on her personal best 10K. She said she was just going to go for an easy run, not worry about time. And I can appreciate that she felt strong. She ran her fastest 10K time, and she said she felt easy. Like, I can absolutely believe it. I'm so proud of her. She ran it at under 50 minutes, which was her ultimate goal. Like, I don't think she set out that day to reach it, but she fucking did it. And she honestly lit my fire with my goal of the day. She said I could run. She didn't say. She more or less put the thought in my head. Like, my goal was to just run the fastest marathon ever, or not ever, of the ones that I've run. So my previous best was like 4 hours and 20 minutes, something like that. So that's pretty conservative considering I ran 60K the day before. So this year, a lot stronger, just like my girlfriend is. Like, she's been doing hill training, and that has an impact. I was humbled to see her face when she told me that, and to see her Strava posts and stuff. It's that's what it's all about. I think getting stronger and surprising yourself, and yeah, that's the coolest part, is just pushing this benchmark, pushing this glass ceiling up and up and up and up, and just reaching for the sky. Honestly, that's what it's all about. It's super special. Oh fuck, it's super special to share in the accomplishments and these events with her. So my marathon personal best before this one was 4 hours and 20 minutes. So she planted the seed in my head that I could run 5-minute kilometers for the whole time and reach a time of 3 hours and 30 minutes. So that's almost Boston qualifier time. Which it even still sounds a little crazy. It sounds a little crazy because this wasn't a race to me. This was more or less just a training run, a benchmark along my schedule, and something fun. It's something different. It's something to get me out of my comfort zone, something to share with other people, something to really just mix it up a bit. Honestly, like, I don't want to be just a trail runner. I don't want to be just a fucking going up and down a hill all week. Like, I want to express myself to the world. And this marathon, man, holy smokes, she planted that seed in my head, and she like, her belief in me is just so refreshing. It's like, even when I was like, no, I don't know if I could do that for that long, she's like, oh yeah, you absolutely can. So just to have that the checks and balance was super valuable. So I ended up running a full marathon in 3 hours and 26 minutes. And that was, even with my hill repeat tapers and my 60K last week, like, it almost makes qualifying for Boston seem so easy. Like, not easy, I shouldn't say easy, but doable. Like, if I approach this as my A race, or if I actually trained for speed, or if I actually trained and tapered, and I approach this as a serious race, then I could do some fucking damage for sure. But like, this was 81K on my week, 10 hours on feet, and 2,000 meters of elevation. So I'm just super humbled. I'm super humbled for the people I get to share this with, the love in my heart, the love that surrounds me, the strength of my legs, the strength of my spirit, and the journey, the path that I'm on. It feels like gold. It feels gold lined. It feels illuminated by the brightest of suns. You know who you are. And like, yeah, I mean, I don't want to portray growth as being this peaceful journey or anything. It's chaotic, it's emotional, it's not stressful. It's supposed to be stressful to a degree. Like, if you're not being uncomfortable, then you're not growing. Honestly, like that. I'm always thinking of like a butterfly. Before it becomes a butterfly, there's the chaos of breaking out of this cocoon, or even like the deep slumber of this caterpillar closing itself off into this cocoon, and just having the faith that one day it's going to emerge and fulfill its purpose and be beautiful. And as beautiful as it is, it's still not going to be able to see its own wings. So I think that in itself is just like, that's such a beautiful kind of thought. So yeah, that's basically week 5 and week 6 right there. I'm gonna probably leave this as it is, and this video's gotten pretty long. So man, oh man, peace, love, and clarity. What a fucking ride. What a fucking ride. Yeah, no, I continue to keep pushing spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. Yeah, and I feel great. My legs were a little tired. I haven't been that sore after a race in a long time, but I was probably dehydrated. Little lacking on my rolling and my strength training maybe, so I got to ramp that up a bit. Week 6 of about 23 until divide, so yeah, it's probably overdue a little bit for some dedicated strength training and stretching and really just getting ready. But no, we're doing some deep-rooted work, some real shadow work that's not so glorious. Lots of tears, lots of laughs, lots of ups and downs, lots of pondering, lots of expression, lots of talking to therapists and practicing. Like I practice breath work, I practice this, like it's all aligning, right? So I'll leave it there. Week 5 and week 6, all in one full meal deal. I'll see you for week 7, maybe week 7 and 8. Peace.
Let's go! Good job, baby! Go, baby, go! Woo, love you!